Hello friends, we're going to do a tarot reading as per what this channel generally is. What's been going on with you? There's a lot of thoughts going through my mind all of a sudden about gates opening and closing, changes that have to come, whether you're expecting them or not. I think about, how AI, like people are talking about, they say that it's here and it's too late, but that's just because they're saying it's here and that it's too late and they're just trying to convince us that that's the case. And I sometimes wonder, because the universe obviously has its own opinions about what's going on, and AI is just a projection or personification of some of those things, right? And so, if there's people in the world that are desperately trying to take control and change things as they see fit, surely the universe would have an equal reaction to that. And so what could be potentially coming that we might not see, would all of us even be able to feel it or notice it if it did come? Gate 49 closes next year. We get the raves according to Ra. Human design, if you've ever read that stuff. I don't really know how to interpret it, but I read it anyway. So there's quite a few things going on, and so let us have a little sneaky peek at energies that are going on and see what we can read, okay? So what's going on in the universe that anybody watching this will be able to gain something from? What's going on in the universe that anyone watching this might be able to gain something from? We're not getting flyers today. It's a secret. Secret messages. Ooh. Okay. So to begin with, we have the Five of Wands, the Four of Wands, and the Eight of Cups. Okay, so if we're reading this as a past, present, and future, we're using this animal tarot deck. So here we have honey badger, I'm pretty sure that is, which if you know honey badgers, then this would be nothing to them, and they'd probably either be asleep or like breaking everybody in half. So it's not a very good representation of the honey badger, which, in the past perhaps you've been misrepresented as weaker and not as fearless as you truly are. You have been represented as being, quite fearsome, but that you could be overpowered, whereas the truth would be that it was nothing of consequence, truthfully. I thought that the trees were elephants in the background, like looking at it from here. But anyway, yeah, so that's the past energy. Present energy, it looks like you're focusing on the home, building it up a little bit, maybe doing some renovations. But it's as like, just given it's is this the bowerbird? I'm pretty sure this is the bowerbird. It seems to be that it's in the hopes to attract a mate, or perhaps to have company at the place. Perhaps it's been a while since you've really had anybody coming to the house, or even to get to know you. The house could just be a metaphor for you yourself, like opening up and expressing yourself in a way that would be able to attract people into wanting to get to know you. Future energy, we've got the Eight of Cups. So it's as though you have to walk away from something that you truly care about. And it looks like it's happening extremely quickly. The cups are coming with you down the river, though. So the traditional meaning doesn't quite fit here. It's as though everything you've learned from what you might be moving on from is coming with you. So I find that interesting because I keep on hearing a lot of things about, you know, like affirmation and manifestation, etc., where you're supposed to like close the door on the past and I'm not that person anymore. But this is kind of implying that you're bringing the person you used to be with you. Like letting go of it would be a dishonor in a way to, you know, everything that you've come through and been through. All right. We got the Two of Wands, Judgment. Oh. All right. So, Two of Wands, we've got the Manta Ray. I feel like this is a weird card to be getting something like this from, but this sounds like somebody from the past coming back to me. Like they see you looking through your goalposts, going like, I'm nearly there, man. I got it. It's in the bag. And then they like sneak in and go like, oh, hi. Oh, hi. I heard you were doing pretty good. What's going on? You know, that kind of vibe. Fascinating. But you can see that they're out of their, you know, context. Because the manta ray should be in the wild, and this guy's like just hanging out at resorts here. So he's not where he ought to be. Red is significant. There's the red bows on the wands here, but red is significant for some reason. It could potentially be, oh, that's it, root chakra. This X is one that you like because sex, you know. Anywho, then we have Judgment. Judgment on this deck is extremely weird because it's like very Christmassy, you see. So for all intents and purposes, perhaps the last time you spoke to this person was around Christmas or something like that. This card has always seemed as though, to me, these guys are like representing, you know, the stepmother and the two evil stepsisters. Like, there's just, something. I love how it's the Judgment card. It's these cute reindeers, but yet to me, they look like super pissed that you're doing good. Like, it's always been very ominous to me. I've had a wild time with this deck. Like, there was some wild energy attached to it at some point. Yeah. So, something about that X coming back in has people on the outside like watching you like, what? Like, and I feel like the trumpet on the ground here is that, you know, they're going to signal to other people, like, this is not going to be a secret. Whatever is going on with you is going to get out. Like, people are going to know about what's going on. And so I'm interested to know how that might affect you. Sorry, I never wear a shawl, so I don't know how to wear it, but it's quite fun. It's different. Okay, so how will this affect you, my couple of viewers? Got the Ace of Swords. Ooh, interesting though. It's a panda. So pandas are supposed to be carnivores, but they're eating bamboo. So what I'm getting here is that you might not care all that much, you know, about people gossiping or whatever. You seem to be a bit focused on yourself, mostly because your energy is like really, really not where it's supposed to be, and it's nearly like the diet that you're intaking is wrong. And that could just be food, it could be the company you keep, and the energies that you're absorbing are not right for you. And so they're kind of leaving you a bit like daydreamy and a bit off, kind of ignoring like warning signs, it seems, you know, because the Ace of Swords is messages, and maybe it's not warning signs exactly, but it's like you're ignoring messages, that things that you ought to be paying attention to, you kind of just like so hungry, like you it's like you're starving for something other than bamboo, whatever that's meant to imply. All right, well, you got something going on here, bud. This card's calling to me too. We've got the Knight of Swords. Definitely you're going to hear from somebody about, maybe they will tell you something about this ex that's been kind of keeping an eye on you. Maybe not, but it is to do with that situation that is going on here, is what I'm hearing. It's a crow, so it's somebody very intelligent. They are trickster energy. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're doing anything bad. It just means that you might not be able to tell. They're on their own agenda, but you probably are too. So just getting a couple more. We've got the Hierophant and the Six of Swords. Just because they're adorable, I will show you. Hierophant is the polar bear with two keys, just like the Pope in the traditional deck, and a flying fox in the Six of Swords. Six of Swords to me is very reminiscent of the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is obviously an emotional thing, so it being the salmon and the cups coming with it very much implies all that emotionality that's being tied to it, whereas the Six of Swords is information, and you like kind of just dodging right through it, like, I don't need to know. I just don't need to know. I'm off. I'm flying away. However, what's interesting between these two cards is the flying squirrel, flying fox. It's not a flying fox, flying squirrel. It's this water appears to be going in the opposite direction to it, whereas the fish is going with it. So the emotions are coming with, and the information is being tossed. Hierophant. I get the Hierophant quite a lot, and I don't know if I'm reading this how I see it for myself, or if I'm reading it for the collective as well when I say this, but the fact that this is occurring in the Arctic here to me is like this commitment that you're in, whatever all this is, has been going for a very long time. It could be eons, it could be decades, it could be a few years, it could be a few months if you're quite young, and so months are still quite profound to you. But it's like something that's been on ice, like something that you started a while ago that sat in the background, and now the ice is thawing. The notions are returning. It's a strange reading. I don't really know. But let's see what suggestions the cards have for you. So what would you suggest energy-wise our collective ought to focus on for the best outcomes? That's fascinating, because I opened the deck up on this card and then it flipped right out. So you should be devoted and committed. So those goals that you have, ignore the manta ray. Like, things that are coming along that are distracting you from your goals, ignore. Like, this is a lesson I need to heed myself. You might, like, if you open the door to this distraction, you might already notice just how much lower you feel. It feels sad and mean to be closing the door on so many things in order to stay focused and stay in your own energy, but you can't be devoted to anybody if you can't hold on to yourself. And that may be as simple as making sure you eat the same breakfast every day. Or it could be as complicated as maintaining like your 3 kids' appointments or something like that. But in order to truly be able to hold on to yourself during the retrograde seasons, hold fast to self. Got a shield made and make plans and focus. You heard me. You heard me. Trader, exchange energy to create abundance. So this card to me is not, it never comes out in a positive way for me. So I'm going to read it my way. And sorry, I'm jaded, but if you want a non-jaded tarot reader, go watch somebody else. But the trader, exchange energy to create abundance. This guy to me is somebody that like just comes along who isn't doing quite as well for themselves as they would like to be, and they catch on to your energy and they find the bits that you're not quite having and attach there and then leech, and then they leech and leech and leech. And that could be time, it could be focus, it could be anything. Have you recently started talking to somebody that has taken your mind off of the things that you ought to be focusing on? Are they helping you or are they hindering you? These are the questions that you need to ask yourself. Okay, I'm going to pull some numerology and then I'm done with this reading. Bottom of the deck energies, we have Traveler, move in a new direction. We have the 5 of Pentacles. And now we are going to get our numerology. I'm going to ask it a couple of questions. How should we treat anybody that comes into our energy out of the blue here? How should we treat anybody that comes into our energy out of the blue? Ooh! Moderation, personal growth, and synchronicity. So it's not like you have to completely dismiss them, but make sure that you're not going over the top. Don't spend, like, put what you have to do first. Make sure what you've done, what you need to do is done before you entertain and that sort of thing. Like, if you're anything like me, then you probably already have made mistakes, haven't you? How should we treat the person when, or if they come in? Got individuality, again, like make sure that you moderate the interactions, utilize the personal growth opportunities. The synchronicities will show you, you know, individuality, hold on to yourself, teaching and learning. This is obviously a learning opportunity, and abundance is at the bottom of the deck. Oh, all right. Oh, that's it. That's your 20-minute reading today instead of like a 50-minute reading. So I hope you enjoyed that. Like and subscribe.